Hi, I'm Candace,
I'm Wyatt.
and today we are going to be talking about our 3 month update on how our marriage has been going. Right, babe?
Right.
So, what do you think? How do you think things have been going so far in the marriage?
Things are going good.
Is there
Um,
anything that you realize about yourself or about me so far?
um, I realized that we are planning on moving in together full time
Yes.
um, very soon. I realized that throughout the times that we have been staying together part time and more full time. I believe that's one of the reasons why things are going good. We're going to move in together full time. Um, we are also getting some cats and some kittens. So I'm looking
Just
forward
kidding,
to
not
that.
cats.
Yeah, little small cats, kittens. So I'm looking forward to having a kitten of my own. Um, it, um, it, it will help therapeutically, I believe, at times when I'm bored. Which is I'm not bored too often. She keeps me on my toes. Um, but I'm looking forward to getting the kitties and the kittens. I think things are going good as well because, I'm starting to look for full time work out this way. Um, Starting to move my doctor stuff out this way. So, are looking bright, are looking good. Um, Making decisions like this can be stressful, um, but I also believe if I keep an exercise routine, it will help me as well. Um, let's see. Things. I also like the way things, like how her shirt says, easily distracted by plants. Um, when we're outside, we painted the house. We need to finish painting the other side of the house. I have fun, and I feel like I bond with her during those times. You know, um, of course, me being the man, I'm trying to mow the lawn all the time. So, um, yeah, so I enjoy that. Uh, I've been handling all my other business that I need to handle, personal business. I take care of myself. And I just want to say I really look forward to this, making this transition just as smooth as possible. So sorry I was long winded this time.
He had a lot to get off his chest. And one thing that I did want to say is that we don't live together full time yet. That's something that we have been working towards. But I'm glad that we've taken the time to like move slowly because we did get married so quickly. So like moving in together, I have two children and a whole life and responsibilities. And when we first met, I was still in school and looking for a job and different things like that. So I'm actually glad that we have taken this time to move a little bit slower with living together. Although I have to say that you're here a lot now.
All the
So
time,
I
all the
feel
time.
like it's it's a better transition now that we've spent time together and we know each other well enough to live together, I feel like now. So I'll be glad when my husband is here full time, 100% of the time. And like you said, he's looking for a job here, and we're getting cats, kittens, and we're just looking forward to having a lifetime together. So that's really good. How do I feel like things are going so far? Well, I feel like I realized a lot of things about myself in being married to my husband. Um, the biggest thing I realized is that I kind of didn't think that I was so set in my ways until I met him. And this is something that I've been trying to work on, like personally, like the way I do things, the way I clean things, the way I just go to bed at night. Everything I go off a routine. That's like that keeps my brain like kind of calm, and just sticking to a routine helps me to not have to think about things that I don't have to think about, you know. And so I realized with having my husband here, my routine has to change a little bit. And it does change from time to time. Like when I was in school, I had a different routine. Now that I'm starting to work, I'm going to have another routine. So it's not like I'm so rigid that I can't ever change. But it is hard for me to change. I don't like change. And I realized that with my husband being here, I have to realize his wants and his needs, and try to incorporate his way of living into our space with me and my kids in our life. So it hasn't been difficult. Actually, it's been fun. I really enjoy him being here. I have to admit, it hasn't been too difficult. Sometimes it is, but most of the time it's been nice. And so that's one of the things that I have mostly realized about there's a difference in being married. I mean, I love being married to my husband. He's a wonderful guy. I always say that. But he's used to doing things a certain way, and so am I. So it's all about working in those things together and trying to incorporate those things into our lifestyle. And some things I realized I have to start doing differently, like doing everything on my own and asking for help. That's something that I'm not used to doing. So that's something that I am really working on. But other than that, everything has been going really good. Don't you think so?
Big facts.
I mean, we do have a lot of times where we need to, I call them just disagreements. But it's an adjustment period, you know? We're two adults. And like I said, we have two ways of thinking about things, two different ways of doing things. And so, you know, it takes time to adjust to those things. But I feel like the more time we spend together, and especially when we finally move in together, then those things will get ironed out over time. The second question that I had was, what is something that you admire about your spouse?
Well, I'm going to put two into one, and I'm going to say...
Yeah, because I told him only one thing.
Yeah, so this is 1.5.
I'm not going to look.
JK. I admire her faith in God and her faith in the Lord. For some of those that don't know, she works really hard during the week to do her church business, you know, which is a lot of church business to do, which is her work for the Lord. And then I get to see her on Sundays doing her service to the Lord through the church, what her ushering for the church, her I want to say her evangelizing for the church, her faith for the church. I admire that a lot in her, very much so, because you know, she is a woman with values, you know, a woman of faith, a woman of honesty, and, you know, morals, which should be by values. She is a woman of morals. Is something that I admire and that I'm very blessed to have. And I tell myself and her almost every day how blessed I feel. I even use the term lucky sometimes, but it's lucky can't even, does not even describe how blessed I feel. If you want to put lucky in there, it's like I hit the Powerball scratch off. And I'm gonna intertwine that with her honesty and my wife's transparency and her honesty, which is I can trust her. And there's been times where I've questioned if we can trust one another. We both had our times with that. And through her transparency and her honesty, which you can intertwine to her morals and her faith, I can trust her 1,500%. And I admire that about her because it's teaching me how to be more honest and more transparent myself. And it's kind of an unfair part two question because I could go on about what I admire about you. I admire your beauty. I admire your smile. Like I said, her smile, you can see, can light up a whole room. All you need to do is see her smile. It could change your day. So, with that, your turn.
All right. Okay. So something, and I told him to do only one thing, but of course, something I admire about you that many people don't know is, or some people may know, that you are a wonderful poet. He's extremely shy, but he writes this poetry that is like beautiful. And I tell him he needs to share it with the world. And man, like he could be like a person that can go and like say, recite his poetry in like huge rooms of people. I mean, it's so good, and it makes you think, it makes you feel different things, and it's wonderful. And since I've met him, I think that he is an incredible poet, and I try to inspire him to go and recite his poetry, and even like recite it on YouTube or like TikTok or something to like get it out there. And of course, like I said, he's really shy. But hopefully I can motivate him to do that one day. Maybe you all can see him on here reciting a poem one day. I know he's shocked because he didn't know what I was going to say.
Coming soon.
But yes, that is something I really admire about my husband. Of course, I admire his, the way he really cares. And the way he really loves me and my children. That's something that I really, really admire about him because not a lot of men can take on other people's children and actually love them as much as they would love their own children. And I feel like he does. He treats my children like as if they would be his own kids. And I really, really admire him about that. I think that that's wonderful. And that was something that I would pray for. I wanted somebody that would love me and my kids. And I thank God for that. So, among many other things, I have a whole list of things I could say too. But we were supposed to stick to one thing. So I'm just going to say that. But, do you have any closing remarks?
Closing remarks. I think that I'll just speak to the audience real quick. And I hope y'all have a good day. Practice gratitude. Be grateful for what you have. Even if you have a screen to watch this, you should be grateful to have a phone. Be grateful that you can hear, you can see. Just have a grateful day. Have a blessed day. And then, I love you, babe.
I love you too. And like I said, I'm hoping that maybe the next video or the one after that, one of these videos to come up will be my husband reciting one of his wonderful poems. And As I always like to say, remember that God loves you. Take care and be blessed.